and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm happy to have you. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm going to be doing the Lime Crime Venus XS palettes. I am going to do a look with all three, so I'm going to do them in the same order that I did the swatch video. I'm going to start with silver, then I'm going to do solid gold, and then rose gold. So if there's only one that you're interested in, I'll try to remember to put timestamps down below so that you can just skip through to the one that you want to see. But I have already primed my eyes. I used Urban Decay Primer Potion and then just used some translucent powder to set it down. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this. And I'm just going to go in. I have faith in this formula, so I really do feel like if there's an issue with color, that it has more to do with my skin tone than with the shadows. Because Lime Crime shadows basically blend themselves. They tend to be really beautiful and well pigmented without just being like a powder that is sticking to your eye and can't be worked with. And I've said it over and over again, it's my favorite formula, so we're just going to make sure that we are giving it a fair shot, because in the swatch video, certainly as individual shades, on my fair skin, these did not work well. So the first color that I just laid down was Crescent, which for a gray is a surprisingly good transition color. So I actually, as much as it almost doesn't show up on my skin, I actually really appreciate that it works as transition. Next, I'm going to go into Plated. I'm just going to start at the outer corner and work my way in. I'll probably end up doing a very similar look for all three colors, just because I want to make sure, or for all three palettes, because I want to make sure that I'm using all 4 shades in each palette. And this is the easiest way that I know of to do that. See, I really like this shade of gray. I think it's got just a little bit of a blue undertone. I just think it's really pretty. If you're not into gray shadows, then this is probably not the one for you. But it is very pretty. I actually have a couple of gray lipsticks, like liquid lips from Wet n Wild. One of them is called Sleepy Hollow, and it's probably a perfect shade match for this and a lipstick. So I'll definitely have to do a look and try them together. Speaking of lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and put lipstick on because my face just feels kind of naked knowing that I'm not doing a full face of makeup. So this is Lana. It's like a bronzy color. If you're familiar with the Velvetines formula, it smells the same. This is a really pretty bronzy color. 100% is not going to go with the eye look that I'm doing right now. That's okay. Moving on. So I'm just going to continue in with this darker gray and just deepen up this outer V and into the crease a little bit. So I'm going to go in with Luminous, which is this silver down here. And for this first eye, when I start out, I want to do it just straight on the eye just to see what happens. So it almost just turns it into like a really pretty shimmer. It's more of like a topper. In the pan, I really expected it to be more of like a straight up metallic shade. Next, I'm gonna go in with this silver up here, which is sterling. I do feel like this formula seems a little drier than what I realized the other day when I was doing swatches. So that one's definitely more metallic, slightly different shade. It has a much finer glitter in it than the first color did. And then I want to give these 100% fair shot. So I'm actually going to try it with a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush. Oh yeah, so this is back to luminous, and that's a huge difference. Like, it's much, much more metallic, which means that it's a versatile shade, and you can use it either as more of a topper, or you can wet it and make it a full metallic. I'm just going to use that same wet brush and see what happens with sterling. So sterling, it doesn't change as much. It's still pretty similar, but they're very pretty shades. I like them. It's going to be, it's a lot more subtle than a lot of other lime crime is. So it's going to depend on whether or not you're into a more subtle look. But I'm going to go ahead and do both eyes just so that you can see a completed look. So this is the final silver look. And I will say that while these colors are still relatively light, they work a lot better putting them together in a look than they do individually or swatched, especially since the shimmer shade and the kind of more glittery shade that are in here work almost more as toppers. The sterling works very well as a shimmer. Because luminous without being wet is more of a topper, when you put it on as a swatch, even over the entire lid, all it does is add a little bit of sparkle. However, I think that over top of like a darker eyeshadow as well, that's going to be really gorgeous. So that's something to think about too. Anyway, this was the final look for silver. And then I am going to go ahead and take this off and jump into the solid gold. I'm going to go ahead and put Trinket in the crease and just sort of go from there. I did clean off my eyes and put on new primer and powdered it. I do think they're very pretty shadows. They're just not good swatched, and that's unfortunate. Next, I'm going to go into Treasure. This is the dark brown shade down here that has gold flecks in it, and I'm going to put a little bit of this just in the outer V, and then I'm going to put down some glitter glue just inside of that so that I can see how much of the glitter we can get putting it on with a glitter glue as opposed to putting it over a powdered base. Okay, so this is just the Too Faced glitter glue. This is, in my opinion, the best glitter glue that exists. That it's a dark and sparkly color, so I would definitely recommend doing your eyes before you put on your base if you're going to use this shade. But that's so that you can just see the outer corner is without glitter glue, and then this is with glitter glue. In person, you can definitely see the glitter. I don't know that you would be able to see the glitter from any kind of distance. It's a nice brown. I'm going to go ahead and bring that in about 2/3 of the way. In that inner portion, I'm just going to put a little more of that first Trinket color. A little more up here. See, these blend beautifully, which is always the case with any of the lime crime shadows that I've tried, is they always blend very well. And with this one, you can definitely get a nice smoky eye with it. I'm gonna go ahead and try these other shades. So I'm gonna start out with Gilded, which is the true gold, and then this one up here is Orate, which is like it's a white base with a gold reflect. So I'm just gonna put this in between those, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the silver and start out using it just to dry, and then I will get it wet and see how it changes it. So again, this is almost more of a topper shade if you're gonna use it dry. I just sprayed this with some Fix Plus, and you can see there is a big difference. I'm gonna put down a little bit of glitter glue and try that way also. Try with a finger. Oh. Okay, I've been doing this completely wrong. Glitter glue is the way to go. I don't know how well you can tell the difference in the viewfinder if it is as like clear as day as it is in person, but holy crap, that just made this such a beautiful gold shadow. All right, so glitter glue. I am gonna go ahead and do Orate. I'm just gonna add that over here into my inner corner. See, this is a beautiful inner corner highlight too. And I'm gonna put this on as a highlighter just to see. It's nice that these pans are a little bit larger so that I can do this. That's like the perfect gold highlighter. I'll go ahead and do the other eye off camera and come back and show you what it looks like. So this is the final look. I definitely recommend using the glitter glue and then going in with your finger. I don't recommend the wet application. I don't think that it did that much over the dry application, and I just don't think it's worth it. It's entirely up to you. If you buy it, it's your palette. You do you. All right, so solid gold down, one more palette to go. I will be right back. I'm just gonna go ahead and go in and do the same thing I've done for the other two looks. So this is Angelic. I'm just gonna put that in the crease. And this, if you didn't see my swatch video, this palette is my favorite. Although after doing this, I do like the solid gold palette more than I thought that I was going to. And it just ended up being much prettier than I expected. But this one is still my favorite. Next, I'm gonna go into Eternal and just deepen this up. If you have blue eyes, this you'll be able to see after I've finished the look, but I feel like this look, I did this look for voting day without the glitter. I didn't put any of the glittery shades on, but just the two matte shades that are in here really, I just really like them. They're so pretty, and I feel like they bring out the blue in my eyes in a way that other shadows just don't. And I know that part of that is just the general tone, and I can probably find some other shadows with that tone, but I'm digging it. All right, I am going to go into Charm next, which is this one down here. And I will go in with with a dry brush first. I'm actually going to skip the wet brush on this one. It's not as, like, this one doesn't have a really flaky glitter one like the other two do. So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to go ahead and put down a little bit of Divinity on the other side, just so that you can see both of them dry, and just so you can see both of them without anything underneath them, just they are straight out of the pan. And then I'm gonna put glitter glue in the middle and see what they look like over glitter glue. I'm gonna go into Charm first, which is the darker. Oh, yeah, these shimmers over glitter glue are really very impressive. They're so metallic. This is Angelic. With glitter glue, you could literally just have a completely rose gold eye. It's very, very pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit of Angelic in the inner corner. And then I'm going to take Charmed and just run it under the bottom lash line. Because I have sensitive eyes and I'm taking this on and off, and if you take mascara off, you know that it's a pain in the ass to take off. I have not put on mascara with any of these looks intentionally. This one, I'm probably going to leave this on, so I may put on mascara at the very end. I really like this lipstick with it too. This lipstick is very interesting. I'm not usually into metallic lipsticks. Like, they're definitely not my favorite thing in the world. My battery died. I went ahead and finished up the other eye and put on some mascara. And you can see now the final effect of this shadow with my eyes. And I had started saying before the battery died, but I don't know if it cut out. I really like this lipstick. I usually am not into metallics, but with this look, I liked it with the last look too. And with the gold shadows, it really brought out more of like a bronzy tone. And then with the rose gold, it really brings out like this rose gold tone in the lipstick, which is really interesting that it kind of transforms that way. I'm pleased with it. It goes really well with this, and I like these shadows. I particularly like this rose gold. If I could only have one, I would choose the rose gold. I initially, if I had only bought one, would have bought the silver because I tend to really like cool tone eyeshadows. I've been really into pinks lately. I don't know what's going on. It's just getting older and changing, I guess, because I used to hate pink. But there's not much that I hate in terms of colors for makeup. But the lipstick because it's a metallic lipstick, gets a little bit sticky, like you can see. But it's not bad. I don't notice it except when I put my lips together like that. And I don't tend to walk around doing that all the time, so. And obviously I've only been wearing it while I've been doing my makeup, so I can't speak to how well it's going to last. The Velvetines tend to last pretty well. They don't tend to do great with food. Blend that out a little bit. So I do think that you could make these more versatile. Certainly having all three palettes is going to make a big difference in the versatility I can get out of them. I could definitely mix the gold and the rose gold together very, very easily. The silver, I think I'm going to like mixing with other palettes. I will wear it by itself on a day that I just don't feel like being super made up. I also just realized I did not do an inner corner highlight over here. We'll just stick some of that in there real quick. Make me match. But yeah, from the swatch video, honestly, my own personal opinion at the end, if I hadn't been such a huge fan of Lime Crime shadows, I'm not sure that the way that they swatched would have made them worth it. Even as this, if you're only going to have one, if these are shades that you have, $20 for 4 shades isn't that bad if you break it down into single shades. It's $5 a shade. And if you are buying a single pan for $5, I think that people look at it differently because it's not a high price. But if you, so that also, maybe think about it that way. If these were 4 individual shadows and they were $5 a piece, would you buy all 4 of them? It's just something to think about, and I'm really happy with this look. I'm gonna be leaving this look on. Anyway, I thank you for hanging out for this video. If you have subscribed, I appreciate it so much. If you haven't, if you'd like to see more of my videos, I would love to have you. And if you've been here for all of them from the beginning, thank you. I appreciate that people are coming back, and that I've started to get comments is really nice, just because it's helpful feedback and it's nice to know what I can do differently. My very first swatch video of the XS palettes, which is, I didn't take it down, I just made it so that it's not listed so it doesn't automatically show up. So if you searched, you could still find it. That video was pretty awful because I got the package and immediately opened it up and started doing the video, and I didn't spend any time setting up or getting ready. I was just so excited to be able to show people what these looked like because I was so excited for them to come out. So it's been a little while since Lime Crime has come out with something new, and they also just came out with the birthday palette, but I ordered the birthday palette at the same time as this. So I did that video. I was very excited and just wanted to get it out, and it was impulsive. When I edited it, I knew that it wasn't great, but I still wanted to just go ahead and get it up. And somebody commented on that video, worst swatch video ever. I don't disagree with them, but then I think they blocked me because I couldn't go to their profile, which is really unfortunate because I agreed with them. And I will say, if you are going to leave harsh criticism, just tell me why. Do not bother leaving comments that say that I'm fat or I'm ugly or I have yellow teeth or crooked teeth or that I'm too white or whatever. Like anything like that, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna respond. But if you have any genuine feedback, even if you feel like it's really harsh, give me the feedback, because the only way I'm ever going to get better at this is if people are telling me what they want to see or what should be different in the videos. So lay it on me. Anyway, I hope that you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Bye.